Свети соколы орлами, полно горе горевать. То ли дело под шатрами, поле лагерем стоять. Взвейтесь соколы орлами, полно горе горевать. То ли дело под шатрами, поле лагерем стоять. Там бел город полотняный, морем улицы шумят, под колодою румяной медные маковки горят. Там едва заря настанет, строй пехотный закипит, барабанов не погрянет и штыками заблестит. Там едва заря настанет, строй пехотный закипит, барабанов не погрянет и штыками заблестит. Закипит тогда войною богатырская игра. Строй на строй пойдет стеною и прокатится ура. Светись соколы орлами, полно горе горевать. То ли дело под шатрами, поле лагерем стоять. Взвейтесь соколы орлами, полно горе горевать. То ли дело под шатрами, поле лагерем стоять. Светись соколы орлами, полно горе горевать. То ли дело под шатрами, поле лагерем стоять. Взвейтесь соколы орлами, полно горе горевать. То ли дело под шатрами, поле лагерем стоять. Там бел город полотняный, морем улицы шумят, под колодою румяной медные маковки горят. Там едва заря настанет, строй пехотный закипит, барабанов не погрянет и штыками заблестит. Там едва заря настанет, строй пехотный закипит, барабанов не погрянет и штыками заблестит. Закипит тогда войною богатырская игра. Строй на строй пойдет стеною и прокатится ура. Светись соколы орлами, полно горе горевать. То ли дело под шатрами.
Welcome to Volume 1.1 of solo drills in the Grappler's Toolbox entitled Elementary Biomechanics. Stored elastic energy, SEE, is the quality of our tissues to absorb, store, and release energy through minimal effort. This is the crux and cornerstone of biomechanical efficiency. The exercises contained in this volume will introduce you to the process of SEE and how this can enhance your game irrespective of style. As you've seen in the beginning through authentic footage from Russia, General Alexander Vertinsky created the ROSH training system as a means of performance enhancement for any martial art, combat sport, and any aspect of physical culture. Let's begin with our basic position, the squat. Same way you're going to be engaging this position, the same way you're going to be disengaging. Take your knees, point your feet out at a 45-degree angle, let your heels rise up, slowly decline until you're in a nice buoyant position. Now, the most important element is going to be that your spine is aligned at a perpendicular angle to the plane of the floor, or the plane of the mat, or the ground, depending on where you're training. Another key component is going to be in the placement of your heels. Right now, my heels are turned outward, which is causing me to fall backward. Turn your heels inward, pointing towards each other, and rest down on top. Backward, upward, towards each other. Up on the balls of your feet. The closer you bring these together, the more of a stable position you're going to have. And this is going to be the basis of all of your training breaks. When you're amidst your training and you need to take a break in between exercises, come back to this basic position so you keep your tendons and ligaments loaded. What happens in a great deal of activity is we tend to go into a moment of rest and we lose that loading capacity of our tissues. So take this as your basic position, and when you move from here, make sure you keep your head on top of your spine. Moving into the second position, take a half step outward, place your heels down on the ground, and let your rump swing forward towards your heels. Now, you can see the placement of the feet are still at a 45-degree angle. From the side, this is going to be an important component for most of the skill families that you're going to be accessing in any type of grappling game. This should be nice, light, and mobile. You can see how the outside toes, the foot swords, starts to raise as I keep this gentle. There should be no muscle keeping this structure intact. This is all loaded. Now, one of the most important components to this is that you need to relax. When you're going through the training drills throughout the course of this tape, however you implement them and into whatever wrestling style or grappling style you're working on, make certain that you're relaxed. This is going to be the essence of all of these drills is not in the development of skills, but that your body has the capacity to relax into whatever movement pattern you're adopting depending on your game. When you keep your pelvis light, you're going to have a great deal of mobility to move laterally. You can see that as you twist this, the knee can drop, and that's going to lead us into our third position. From here, you see a 45-degree angle from my torso, a 45-degree angle from my torso. This is nice and light and loaded. Foot's placed flat, L shape on the back leg. Now I'm going to give you another perspective here. L shape. Not here. Not here. What this is doing is it's engaging muscles in my feet, and those of you with experience on the mat know that the first thing to go are your hands and feet. The first thing that's going to fatigue, your hands and your feet. You need to conserve the energy there. It's the absolute utmost concern for conserving your energy. This should be nice and light. There should be no toes engaged, and a nice form of an L. Now, if we just let the pelvis turn. It brings our leg back up. This is a standing position. We're engaged in the ground. This is a standing position. There's no awkward disengagement of ground, standing, ground, standing. It should be that buoyant and that light, no muscular effort involved. When you're working on this exercise, if you need to prepare for an event or prepare for your training program, when you're about to get into the technique aspect of your training, warm up the tendons and ligaments. Get the load preparation. Back and forth. Don't jam the side of your knee into the ground. Your patella will never be hitting. It'll never be hitting the mat because your heel's not up. Back and forth. Back and forth. Do this a few times. Keep light and loaded. You can see how right along the line between the 2 feet, the spine is straight downward. Line of force, straight. Foot, spine, foot. Relaxed. From this point, we'll move on. We're going to work now to get back to that second and third position from a standing position. Feet are still placed at a 45-degree angle. Let the knee gently drop down and into position. Switch to the opposite knee and bring yourself back to a standing position. This is going to be a nice fluid engagement in the ground. It's a nice drill to prepare for anytime you have to transition from a standing game to a ground game. Down, switch, standing. Down, switch, standing. Allow it to become nice and gentle, no strain, and relaxed. Most important element, relaxed. You can't see from this angle, but from this angle you can see that the spine needs to be aligned perpendicular to the ground each time. Keep relaxed. We're going to take that first and second position and now work it into a movement drill. What we'll do is we'll start from our squat. Now we're going to head directly off one angle of the knee. First position squat, take a half step until your heels planted firmly on the ground. Weight transfer, now you're fully balanced onto this leg, no weight. Knees together, firm plant. Take the knee and rotate all the way through. Weight transfer, knees together, rotate the knee outward. When you get here, roll your shoulders back, open up and expand your chest. This is going to be a good exercise and relaxing. You want your whole body coordinated. All the way through. Work back and forth, up along the mat. Once you get comfortable, you can make this a nice soft creep so that you're not engaging your muscles. We know how to use our muscles to plow through a motion. Here, weight transfer, load the pelvis. Weight transfer, load the pelvis. Start off slowly and work up to it. In a second variant on the exercise, take your leg long. Work from the initial squat. Put your leg out, flat down. Turn your heel in. Now, just like the first variation of this exercise, rotate your knee out and weight transfer fluid like the second drill. Now, this is going to be a common position for us. From here, we have that first squat. Chest is back from the first exercise. 90 degree angle, heels flat on the mat. From here, what we have to do is, first exercise. Firm plant, straight out. Heel comes down, weight transfer, and extend and open up. Stretch out the pelvis. This is going to be our power base. So you want to have this nice and relaxed. Stretched and out. when you work back, make sure that this becomes fluid. Work back and forth along your mat. Get a good stretch. And working with those first two exercises, make sure that you use your hands just like training wheels. Your balance is going to increase as your sensitivity increases, as your relaxation increases. So keep using your hands to place in your balance holes where you're off balance. You know this from your grappling game, that wherever your stance is, you have a breach of stance integrity at a perpendicular angle. So just use your hands to balance through those holes until your body regains its natural sensitivity. On a third variation of the exercise, we'll start from this basic position of heels down. Now, we're going to rotate and load this under to balance. Place one hand long, one hand longer. Weight transfer. Now, you remember this, we worked on this position earlier. One hand in the balance hole, one hand long. Now what we're going to work from here is letting the legs slide through to the second exercise. We'll do that again. First position, load, load. Now, right from here, all we're going to do is we're going to contract this in to that first position. Load, load, and back. We'll do it the other direction. Starting from here, this once again is increasing the coordination of your navigation of the mat. The more that you can negotiate in 3 dimensions, the greater your application of your skill base, no matter what skill family and no matter what grappling style. Fourth variation. We're going to get into this basic position again. Nice soft ground engagement. Controlled using your soft tissues. Now, you see from this position, if this balance point is loaded up the spine, on my weight transfer, loaded along this line, there's nothing that's decreasing this friction coefficient. There's nothing that's inhibiting this leg from moving. So what we're going to do is, we're going to go the opposite direction. Allow this to travel in a circle the opposite direction. You need this to be light. You need this to be light. You know through whatever game, whether it's submission or jacket wrestling, that a leg traveling has to have no resistance in it. If you try and muscle through an action, he has the ability to respond. So relax, relax. This is what this is going to do is it's going to increase the performance level of your technique families. Nice and soft. Take this exercise. When you get to this position, transfer, like we did in the first exercise. Transfer to the opposite side. We worked from here, transfer. Now, the more relaxed, the more fluid. Now you can take these variations, and what I suggest to my students and my athletes is that you take these and compose these on your own. These are your, like the video says, this is your toolbox. You take these and you compose these into a little melody of movement. Work on the variations. So far we have 4. Take these and start to thread them together and make them seamless.